Hey yo, shalom, shalom, all praises, honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to my apostles, the elders, the bishops, starting with those of the great millstone, and to the like-minded brothers that teach the doctrine of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. I like to say shalom. Shalom to the hopeful elect. So this is end times headlines. It says Donald Trump deploys thousands of U.S. Marines to the Strait of Hormuz. Basically, you know how this Edomite is, all right? The devil the Bible speaks of, he wants to take, and take. The Strait of Hormuz is not his land, but he's willing to blast it to hell just to open it up so he can get his money. And, this devil, so-called white man, he has a date with death pretty much, man. All right. He just ruled all the nations in anger with a continual stroke. Matter of fact, let me start off with that scripture. Let me see if I can find it here. It's here in the book of let's read that real quick. In in Isaiah chapter, I think it's in 13. It may be 14. Slakia. And let's go to the KJV. Yeah, this is Isaiah 14:6, right? And I'll read it in the NLT. It says, "You struck the people with endless blows of rage, and held the nations in your angry grip with unrelenting tyranny." And that's exactly like unrelenting tyranny, man. All right, let's look up that word tyranny. Let me look up that. Let me copy that and see if I can find that in the Edom Online. Tyranny, right? Tyranny. It says the government of a tyrant in the ancient sense, also cruel or unjust use of power. And this is Esau Edom, so-called white man. This is what he does in the earth. All right, so he's willing to punch a hole in the Strait of Hormuz, all right, just so he can achieve his goals, basically. And obviously, they're not going to be able to infiltrate Iraq like that, like they really want to, because of the mountain ranges on all the sides. Matter of fact, I was looking up some maps yesterday. Let me see. No, I don't know. Never mind. Let me see. I mean, I can look up one actually, but they can't really get into Iran like that. They're gonna, like, if they went in anywhere, they would have to go through somewhere like down there by where they want to punch in at, it seems. But they're not gonna be able to do it, man. I mean, what's gonna happen is I believe that they're gonna do a nuke or something, man. They're gonna bomb the Strait of Hormuz. They're gonna do something, and it's not going to be good. See, it's all a trap set, man, by the Lord. So it says Donald Trump has deployed thousands. I think it's like 5,000 Marines, it said the other day. Thousands of U.S. Marines to the Strait of Hormuz amid mounting fears that America is set to put troops on the ground as the world's oil supply is strangled. Right. See, well, it's because of him that the world's oil supply is strangled. I mean, they got all types of reserves, but they want everybody else's oil. You see what they did to Venezuela. He went in there and just stole the oil and just took over. Like, even though they got their own, we have in America, we got our own oil reserves, man. So it says Secretary of War Pete Hegseth approved a request by U.S. Central Command for the deployment of a Marine Expeditionary Unit, typically including several warships and 5,000 troops. Right, Marines, right? They go in there to punch the hole, and then if you see the Marines going in, that means that the Army is going in. That means that everybody else is going in. Obviously, the Navy's already involved. So if the Marines go in, they get on the ground, then that means, all right, they're going in to destroy some shit and punch the hole for the rest of the Army can come in. All right, and the overall thing is for the oil. I mean, and to take over that land, to take over. All right, set up their own puppet government. They'll choose somebody that they want to be in power. All right, and it don't matter how many Kalamanis or Ayatollahs they take out. There's already like 10 more already in procession. They already got them already. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to be able to keep on taking them out like that's going to change anything. All right, they're totally advanced. They're totally older than America. All right, America's a baby compared to this country. Okay, America's ain't been around that long, but you know they're very proud. That's why the scriptures say your mother should be sore confounded. Your mother going into Britain. All right, Britain, the mother of Babylon, of America, pretty much is gonna shoot missiles on her because this place has been proud against the Lord, man. So it says 5,000 troops. It says 3 officials told the Wall Street Journal, the Japan-based USS Tripoli, an amphibious assault ship, and its attached Marines are now headed for the Middle East, where they join other servicemen already in the fight, the officials said. The war spiraled on Friday as the U.S. death toll climbed to 13 troops. Domestic gas prices soared to $3.60 per gallon, and Iran's security chief Ali Larijani defiantly taunted Trump on the streets of Tehran. Yeah, so gas prices, everybody's complaining on the internet about how this war is making the gas prices skyrocket. And also, you know, we've already been, you know, in a pretty much inflated economy, and it's just going to get worse. Inflation is going to get worse, man. All right. It says the bolstered deployment comes as the Trump administration weighs seizing Iran's Karg Island, around 16 miles off the mainland in the Persian Gulf, which handles 90% of the Islamic regime's fuel exports. See, it's all about that oil, man. All right, it's all about the resources. All right, they're gonna strip the resources. That's what they do. They go into countries, rape, rob, murder, kill, take all the resources, drain them dry, man. All right. As you can see, I heard the Al Qaeda and not Al Qaeda, but what was it called? The ISIS and the ISIL. You know, which U.S. and Israel created themselves are going to help the Israelis and the United States against the Iran regime. And these are people that we created, and we made up wars to go in and take them out. But they came from the creation of U.S. tax dollars, all right, and the military-industrial complex. All right, you created ISIS, you created ISIL, you created Al Qaeda or whatever. You created all these people. So now you're seeing the real truth. All right. Now you're seeing the real truth in the end, and this devil is coming down with great wrath, right? Because he knows that he had but a short time. Let's read that. So they created these things, and okay, let's read it in there. Let's read that Revelation chapter 12, and we'll read 12 and 12. And we read it in the King James. It says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil," who's the devil? Esau, Edom, all right? Starting with the wicked elite, the banking families. "The devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time." He knows because he's been seeing the chariots. He's been seeing the so-called UFOs. You know, he's got eyes out there, and there's satellites and things like that, taking pictures. They see the signs from heaven. They know that the Lord is coming. They can't stop the UFOs, so-called UFOs. They can't, you know, they try to shoot hellfire missiles at him. Like, this devil knows that he has a short time to accomplish his enterprise in the earth. Okay, so this is what you see. Everything is moving so fast because he's rushing to accomplish his new world order. All right, he needs all the resources. He needs all these things for his technology, for his army, for, you know, everything. He wants to take over the whole planet and ultimately put chips in every single person, man. All right, the mark of the beast spoken about, all right, also in Revelation 13. So right now it says, the devil has come down onto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time. He sees the prophets, he sees things that he don't want to see. He's basically, being put in remembrance of our great king coming, man. All right, it's basically, when Herod, he knew that the Lord was about to be born. All right, they went to go try to slay all the children. So he was coming down with great wrath, right? Because he knew that he had a short time. Well, this devil right here is the same way, man. All right, they really want to get to the elect. That's what they really want to do, is get that birthright back. All right, but this devil is raging pretty much. The book of Psalms chapter 2. Why do the heathen rage? And they're imagining. Let's read that real quick. And I'm just going to get that and just, I'll close out. What was I reading this for? Yeah, that's what's coming. That's basically coming. And, going into the plagues. And but let me grab Psalms chapter 2 and 1. It says, why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? All right, the heathen, all right, starting with Esau, Edom, so-called white man. All right, they're pretty much raging. They're raging because, they want to accomplish their enterprise, right? They want to accomplish their new world order, all right? And they know that they got a short time. It says the kings of the earth set them, and in verse 1, it says, why do the heathen rage and the people imagine the vain thing is that they're gonna chip everybody. They're gonna put everybody in slavery, and they're going to ultimately take the birthright back. That's a vain thing. It says the kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. But it says, verse 4, he that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. That's right. The Lord shall have them in derision. And let you get that word derision. Let's get that real quick. Derision. It says ridicule, mockery, subjection to ridicule or mockery. The Lord is basically Isaiah 47. All right, this devil is coming down and sitting in the dust. All right, he's being made bare. All right, bucket naked, if you will. All right, and everybody can see your nakedness. Everybody can see your shame. Everybody can see all your iniquity. All right, start with those Epstein files, and nobody being arrested for it. All right, now we know who you are. All right, now everybody else know, because we've been knowing. So the Lord is mocking you. All right, nothing that you do, none of your plans are working. And these kids ain't going to come back. They're not going to come back over here. They're not coming back home. All right, so that's just a quick lesson real quick. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Hopefully this message was edifying. I'd like to say shalom.